All right, welcome back everyone for game two of this SML cast. We have a match from week 5 in Ruby. Next up, we have jscarny against Roxo.
Yeah, and this is actually like just in general, these are some interesting players we're getting today as far as some interesting aggression from spies and although I will say I guess Banana Bread and Magic Doer have been around for a little bit longer than both these players. Roxo's been around for a while. And then Scarny is starting to come up and been playing a lot over the last like what 6 months, a year. How long has Scarny been here? But one of the like top up and coming players and just really grinding out a ton of games.
hmm Yeah, I think what you're saying is accurate. I think jscarny's been around for I want to say about 6 months, but has played a lot of games, especially with one other player in this division, Phylod Ethan, and they're both playing some good stuff and are both. I think Ethan is leading the way in the division, and Jay Scarny is in the top four. Um, but this match, I think, has quite a lot of things riding on it. If either of them want to get into the top two at the end, I think we've got Jay Scarny in fifth, in sixth. Sorry, Roxo in sorry. We've got Jay Scarny in sixth and then Roxo in seventh. But if you look at how close the division is between third and seventh are all on 5 points, then Roxo on three. If Roxo wins this, they're up on 5 points as well. So a big game for both of them, but yeah, it should be a good one.
Absolutely. I also just love the difference in PFPs here. I actually love the PFPs are off anyways. But just like I like the football player versus the purple fox. I can't quite tell. I think the Roxo. I think that's a purple fox. I could be wrong,
Yeah, I think so.
but that's what I'm gonna be imagining as far as the things duking it out the rest of today. But I think we are on to the draft. Thank you, Nebula. I see you putting it back up so that I can make my point.
All right, the drafts. We have bans from Pub from Roxo, TN from jscarny, restrict on library from Roxo, a restrict on gallery from jscarny. So we're looking at I guess Roxo not wanting to play the pathing venues. I know that when they played Gentleman double pub into him and swept him on pub. I think so. I think that ban on pub from Roxo makes a bit of sense if we're looking back at that past history. Ban on Tayen from Jay Scarny. I think they've been vocal about not liking Tayen, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then restricts on library and gallery. Library restrict is interesting. I mean, like, it's just true that I wouldn't want to play 4 games in a row on library in competitive. But I also don't feel like it's. I don't know how many players double library, but it could just be just a again preference in that. But maybe I don't think I've played Scarny enough. I think I've only played Scarny once to know if you got a preference there. And the restrict on gallery is a very I think popular. It's a fox, not a wolf. Although I think I did say it was a fox, but excellent. Oh, there's a Discord bio that actually specifically says excellent. Um, all right. Well, we'll have doubles on high rise, A3 of 6. Been a while, I think, since I have seen a double on high rise. Very interested in that. And actually, that might be a good. If Scarny doesn't like A4 of 8 Tayan, I imagine they might not love A3 of 6 high rise. It's not quite the same, but high rise up there as far as number of like civ shots and stuff like that. Again, still below something like balcony. And then double from Modern, nice wide venue, lots to see. Can get put off in the background there. And then we have a ballroom. And we do indeed see a single on library picking into the restrict of Roxo.
Yeah, just having a quick uh, look back at the past drafts of these players. I think Iris and Ballroom from Roxo is very standard. They've been doing that pretty much the whole this season. And same for Jay Scarny as well on Mud on Library. So both picking. I guess if both players were preparing to do a draft against each other, it's gone pretty much how they would expect. Um, and yeah, this should be another close game. Uh, if the league table is any evidence. And we have jscarny spying first on high rise as Tex. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We have an opportunity for
Immediate.
double walking bug. Yes, exactly. See that and immediately do it. His shot. I'm actually shocked that he saw that bug. Let me see. Oh no, actually, now I'm not shocked seeing the replay. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, you, yeah, I think high rise chaos. If you spawn like that with the ambassador, you should probably take the bug, because a lot of people will be getting credit for it if you don't. It's just we got a bit unlucky with the bounce because the ambassador is walking away from where all the occlusion and all the cover is, and we are trying to force him back to where he's coming from, and therefore we get bounced back, and our arm is waving at the camera. So I don't hate
Yeah.
I don't hate the attempt, but it's just a bit unfortunate that also you can't predict where the ambassador is going to go off time of chaos like that either. So I guess if you're playing safe, you don't take it, but it's a free bug if it works, but if not, sometimes you die.
Yeah, and let's say also the other problem we're gonna run into is if we reverse ambassador and spy in that, maybe Taft outpaces Tex, but being Tex and ambassador being Taft, they're gonna beat around the path around us. So yeah, just unfortunate there. And like you're saying, unless you have that full turnaround and the bug is showing in there, it's almost free. So not a bad decision in there, and Roxo just not second guessing anything and getting the early shot.
Yep. Perfect start for Roxo. Can they back that shot with a spy win of their own, playing as Oprah? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And no real opportunity for stabbing at bugs in there. And you're right though that like if you play enough high rise, that is the kind of thing that you just have to be aware of. Is it's not infrequent. Like on other venues, the time of chaos instant bugs aren't as frequent, but because of that choke point on high rise, like they gotta be like one of every 3 games is like multiple people could have had like instant bugs, but you just have to be reflexively on top of it.
Yeah. We do have we've chosen to enable swap, purloin, and inspect as the 3, I guess, missions that you would change. We decided that we don't want to do any prints or microfilm, so the rotation from jscarny there to the statues just to see which ones they are makes some sense. Early BB as well. And some pretty strong real highlights as well. The only person out of conversation was the SCA.
Yeah, and also then getting the highlight on our seduction target as we're actually even gonna change conversation positions. Honestly, if we've played enough high rise, we're gonna stand out a lot as red here to do this chase. Although actually now, Plane Twin's doing a similar move right here, so Plane is gonna get mixed up with this, especially if they do a talk. Unfortunately, Disney leaves, so that looks like that pairing wouldn't have come in there, which is a bummer because I think that we've got a lot of suspicion over there for that. But still, we are looking to change conversations yet again. Plane actually
Yeah,
might be up there. Oh, but instead we do the purloin and are killed, and I was completely all in on looking at plane shenanigans and missed this purloin entirely, which was a very short chain.
yeah. We take the green, or we hit the green, which is great. But then we are rewarded with a low lit salmon taking, and whilst the fade is not quite visible on Cybercam, they are low light for a reason, and uh, the only person who could possibly have purloined in Scarny's mind there is the spy. So it's a good shot, and we are tied up after 2 very quick games of high rise.
Indeed. All right, so we'll head into the next one.
We have jscarny as Alice. Again, spawning hits the ambassador. We'll see if they change their tact in this one. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I think if we were facing the other way, we might have still gone for it. We do end up at the spy spot after that. Spies disproportionately end up at this painting pad, trying to figure out where they want to go. um, because they often will kind of like nudge towards the choke, just in general. So it might have to. Oh man, we get rewarded here. What a wonderful position for flirt. We only get a white, but that's going to work out very nicely to us. Also, in this map, both players have chosen swap as the guaranteed one of two missions, rather than transfer. But we have turned off purloin for this one, and have opted into all of the rest. There's not much the
Also,
ambassadors be stuck for a little bit before they're going to do anything in here. Maybe we'll try for something as ambassador's about to grab this drink and leave. I don't think they're going to path in a way that we're going to like doing anything with it, though. They're really hanging out at windows for a long time here. Ambassador's been unbuggable for such a big portion of this game that it's a little bit worrying for Scarny, but we are still back to back, and we don't opt into something. I mean, we'd be pretty much waving at the sniper if we went fishing for that bug, though, for sure.
yeah, I did have a quick disconnect. So what timestamp are we at?
I am at 130, 130 right now.
Perfect. Okay, we're back. Cool, cool, cool. Apologies for
All
that.
right. No worries at all. And not much has happened. The main thing that has been going on is that salmon has come to us like three times. We still only have 95% on the flirt. That is one thing that happens with the if seduction target comes to you a bunch of times, not you're not necessarily always going to have it. Oh man, that's a really nice little flirt right before the leave in there. So we do finally finish flirt after a lot of salmon coming in for the support on it. And it looks like we are going to step out maybe for a timeout. This wouldn't be the worst time for it.
Yeah, but the ambassador coming outside with us now probably means just we have some residual heat because the ambassador is near us. So we decided not to go for the time with the timer, which makes some sense. Double agent in the front conversation. We decided to go to the back one for fake BB.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is going to be an SDA with us, so we are not going to get any knockdown on credit for it. Not a bad bug and a reel in here. Ambassador leaves though, so we don't actually have any options here. We have to go add time. Purloin's not an option. Swap's not going to be an option for us time wise. We're going to have this contact. There's not going to be enough time, and it doesn't even matter because we are a top suspect at the moment of the banana bread at the end. We don't even wait for OT, which is a little surprising for me, but that does mean that Roxo feels very confident in that shot.
Yeah, I think we get offered by Toby and then we take the contact and then Toby's still offering us. So it's almost a Toby ignore, but I think that's not really the reason for the shot. It's more I think Roxo has some other suspicion on the spy here, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, because maybe it's pathing related, maybe it's behavior related. Maybe we broke an idle animation somewhere, which was caught, and we were just waiting for an excuse to shoot. But either way, you can't fault a correct shot on the spy. So we have two sniper wins so far for Roxo. Is up 2-1, and spying as Kane in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And another little choke point. Ambassador stops at the horrible spot, but only one person passes after he stops to look at the paintings there. It is going to be our ST as well, so we might be trying to grab this, but I think ST is going to be taking briefcase unless we get there first. We do not. So we have book in hand. Transfer is off, so this is a completely innocent book. And selection target's still going to be moving around for a bit after this, and they set down.
Yeah, and we've also decided to put Prince on and Inspect off for this game. So we've done, I think, 3 different setups for high res so far. This innocent return seems innocent, but we're going in for that flirt as well. At the same time, luckily the SC has popped herself, or popped themselves at the spot where we need to go and return this book. Get a nice 51%. This could be a bug here. The ambassador leaves, so we can't really go for it.
Yeah, and I actually like us. If we didn't go for that first bug, we should have gone for the second bug because we actually ended up facing the sniper anyway. So if we had gone for that later bug, I think it would have been Pretty suspicious. That said, we get highlight, I think, for standing directly in front of Pony, but maybe it's a late highlight. Well, the fact that Ponytail actually got low lit, almost certainly this is conversation etiquette highlight.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Roxo. I'm not entirely sure why
And
we the
red.
highlight and Alice is a low light, but oh, we don't like Oprah. Safety off on Oprah, despite our highlight. Another BB here could be nice now that the DA has joined that conversation. But we're in a decent spot, I still think, even though we're highlight. We've got half a flirt and the contact. 1 minute 30 to go. Good Jason Prince.
Yeah, this is gonna be the second race that we do lose the second race, unfortunately. So we might, if we were being looked at, that might have been more suspicious. We're gonna have another flirt here at Green Bookcase. This is actually getting suspicious territory. But instead, we do have a Civ shot. It's interesting given that we actually got the correct call out on the conversation etiquette. We must have just had too much threat on red dress. So a little bit surprised because I feel like Screen had a really good read on that conversation. It felt confident for doing the low light on Pony, the highlight on Papa. But that said, we didn't run away from the from Ponytail too soon. Like we stood there and kind of just like made it our thing. So I guess that there was just enough going on with Red Dress to do that shot.
Yeah, I think this is Prince credit. We have the first briefcase taken from Oprah, and I think maybe Blue Books was credited to have a print there. So Um, understandable if they have if they have real BB. We're shooting for that last flirt there as well at the end. So despite the accurate highlight on the spy for the pathing, we do take a safe shot on Oprah. Um, yeah, as you said, reasonable, I think. And an odd situation of having Prince on over Inspects working out in favor because usually it's more likely for a AI to complete Inspect on this venue than Prince, but fortunately for Roxo, Oprah does, and they are leading set 3-1 after their double pick of High Rise. But now we're going to move into jscarny's pick, or double pick of Modern. They are spying as Smallman, of all people, on Modern. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, like you're saying, Smallman, it's not considered a traditional Smallman venue. You can do some things in the bookshelves in it, but like there's not that much of a height advantage just because it's so open. But then like there are things. Oh, unfortunately, we do not get this deduction. Let's see the pop work. Some of the things you can do are you can grab a book. If there's a conversation circle, you can sit behind the conversation circle and do pretty much a free microfilm. Um, and if you're a Guggy, you can hide behind Damon, try to get never seen, and or pick up Damon Lowlight. Besides that, I don't know of too many Smallman gambits. I guess Ascend on a Purloin that looks more or less invisible is up there as well.
Yeah, I think Smallman is sort of not it's not classed as a Smallman venue like Gallery and Tim because you can't finish missions and then dance behind people on Modern like you can on those venues. But the conversation, especially at the back, like you said, they do provide good cover. Like the conversation is doing here a little bit. We're going for that golden range for that potential bug and the flirt at the same time. Green test for 51%, and we're in range for a standing bug here, but we're not forcing the ambassador out. So if you time this bug at the right time, never mind, the ambassador leaves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the other thing is you can really wait for Modern does force out enough sniper rotations usually that you can wait for the moment to just take a quick little standing bug or even twitch a little bit closer for a walking bug that is in the conversation. You'd have to twitch again closer to do that. But only leaving with a fingerprint for it, but honestly still pretty good on pace. We're going to go back to the same exact spot. We do get denied this Seduce by Queen, and now we are setting up for whatever we'd like to do next. I don't know if we're going to rush directly into the Prince. I don't think we want to follow Queen anytime soon, so we're going to have to start thinking about what the next mission's going to be. We also seem to be taking careful stock of who's picking up the briefcase, who is grabbing the drinks. There is a low light on our seduction target in there, by the way. Not sure what that's for. Probably just for not doing anything so far this game, but not really sure on.
I think those low lights because we've also got low lights on Twin and think that's Kane as well. So they all had books early game and then returned them back to the same bookcase. So I think that's what they'll like. They'll like support on those guests. But it is nice having your ST low lit because then means that when you're chasing them like we are, it means it's sort of harder to pair. So um, two green tests on the flip, which means we're done with that. We have one print. We have 130 left. A lot of avenues to finish here. We could go for a microfilm here. There might be a print here as well.
I think Roxo might think we bugged in there. Like we did try to take a long enough path around to not take a bug path, but it was going to be complicated regardless. And we do walk in and finish the fingerprint. I think it's going to be really big on whether or not Roxo intuits a bug incorrectly behind that. We are completely covered here if we want to do microfilm, but we feel like a little bit out too much in the open, doing fingerprints might have called too much attention to it. But we do need to figure out how we want to finish after ostensibly a banana bread.
I think we're fine on that bug because the fact that we didn't rotate at all to see small one at bookcase means I don't think we're much of a suspect. Um, Banana bread here, white test talking on camera, but not many low lights.
Banana
The
bread.
long talk PP. It's a pretty good one in all seriousness because all three SDAs are in conversation, but we need to find a finish here with 20 seconds left. It might just be a pull in or a bug. Not really sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be well, I mean, if we're gonna do this, are we gonna ditch out into a bug? We might grab a well, now it's just taking a long time for this request to come in. We might just do bug and say, oh, but there's gonna be a shot at the last second. We get a bit bailed out there. I don't even know if Toby would have put the list down in time for us to have done that. I think we would have had to bail out for a last second bug. But instead, it looks like we are too worried about possible inspect finish from Twin.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where one of your top suspects goes late inspect and all you're doing is watching them. So I don't think it mattered what we did really if we Pearland or Bud because we're watching Twin. Um, just unfortunate timing for Roxo that one of their highlights is picking up that bag right statue. So yeah, a fine spy game from jscarny. But we have another Civ shot. So back on serve, I guess, if we count his sniper wins as holding serve, and Scarny has a chance to tie it up 3-3 with Roxo spying as wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, probably not. Like I think Modern might be. I don't know. Modern could be the worst time of chaos ambassador bug venue. Like I'm trying to think of one that is harder to hit. So we do not end up going for that. There's just so much space the ambassador has, and you'd have to go into a very similar ending position to be alongside. So we do not actually fish for that time of chaos bug, and that is for the best. We
Yeah.
might send. I like this position for a send later, like after a banana bread. We might be setting up for something like that because it seemed like we very specifically chose this spot and in between here of double agent and ambassador.
hmm Yeah, good cover here as well. So Chase Gunny is taking the wide angle around the back. So I think I can understand why we're not taking that send or even trying a bug. Going for the flirt across conversation here, but it's a small conversation, so green test will be worth 28%. But taking it slow for now, and yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is, but Modern is one of those venues where you sort of want to see what the party is giving you because it matters a lot what the party is doing for you to get away with stuff.
Yeah, it seems like we really wanted to meet selection target at wherever they were going, but we do a couple bounces and find ourselves at statues, picking up a highlight. Um, and so I think our rhythm is going to be a bit thrown off. Salmon, by the way, really wanted to get delegated to, followed us multiple times across the venue, coming up next to us. But yeah, it looks like we did not actually do anything with that. Well, obviously we didn't do anything with the delegate, but I'm not even sure if we ever anticipated doing anything with the delegate unless something came up to us. We might have actually gone to that conversation circle to pick up the banana bread. We get bounced around. Now this is interesting. If we had gone and followed our seduction target to statues, both us and our ST would be finishing in specs very early. So one thing that Roxo could pick up on is that their seduction target has picked up pretty quick in specs, and we might just see a full-on frame here, especially given that Roxo haven't found much traction in anything else.
Hmm. I can see a frame being an option here, especially if the ST joins the double agent conversation, but they don't. They walk. Don't go statues again. Okay, no, we're good. Never mind, right next to us. That's ideal. Take a green test up to 79%. So 130 left on the clock. We need one more flirt and a bunch of other progress. We're gonna go finish statues here. We are kind of covered by the conversation. If we can get in here quickly and out quickly, we could be credited with not competing in specs. I would like to do a one cycle or
There's a
swap.
swap.
Yep.
We put back. There's
And
a fake real zoom over to Toby. I think it was real. Sometimes people do like a strong zoom on the other exact opposite side. Oh, I don't know what's happening at all because
no.
I was pretty sure there was multiple different suspects that were in conversation there, or maybe we were throwing off suspicion on wheels. But instead, the shot is on red dress. Um, I don't know what for. I wasn't tracking red dress at all during that.
Yeah. I'm just going back through the replay. Which she has fake at the end as well, so I'm not really sure why the shot is coming off for a fake, but if maybe the question really is, has Scarny seen the swap?
Yeah, it could just be. It doesn't feel like it, but you're right that she was at that statue a long time ago. So it just feels like it's too much of a coincidence for it not to have been that because I don't see another triggerable moment for that shot. But regardless, uh, Rox was able to pick up a spy win in a way that I wouldn't have expected for the particular way in which they played, which was trying to hide that swap behind conversation like that. You would have expected either just them getting shot or a mission went off of that, but yeah, they're able to get away with it.
Yep. I think it was good timing on the at least the attempted swap. I don't want to say we swapped for red dresses to try and make it like a frame. So I think the fact that the shot is on red dress is a bit lucky for us, but the timing of doing it was good because we got in and out of there without being seen. So good play, um, especially with the BB as well. To I guess try and prolong the time that the sniper wasn't looking in that area. And yeah, good stuff. Roxo keeps her lead, heading into our second round of games on Modern, playing as Kane in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, so much motion early in Modern. It's insane. I almost wish like people just spawned in the location that they would originally go to. Huge bar, huge bar. I don't like honestly. I don't know what to do when Modern gets like this with a bar so big because if you're in the queue, it's just so much, and then I'll also feel like okay, well, there might just be a ton of highlights coming off on bar here. Should I play off the ball? What is red dress? Okay, red dress is going after briefcase. I was like, they're at this weird little spot at the end there, but they're just picking up a briefcase. So ton of people in here. I actually like this if Roxo does this little low life strategy because one of the things you can do is if there's a huge bar and then people commit to the bar for like 15 seconds and then leave before getting the drink, kind of just like get nothing except for seduction possibilities. And sometimes you get low lit. So Scarny just kind of makes a leave in there and then rejoins ST. Doesn't look like there's any reward coming his way though for that bar commitment, except for the fort.
Yeah, I mean, with that early bar, you either want to you want to get value out of it in some way, especially on Modern, where the opportunities to make it difficult for the sniper are few and far between. So either you want to be doing something elsewhere on the venue at that time, or you want to be getting in that chain, or you want to just be getting out of there as fast as possible. So we took the 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 latter option, which I think is fine given the ST left and was the first to get a drink, so we could go and get that second flirt quickly. But with 2:30 on the clock, we need to be getting some other progress as well, other than that flirt at this point.
Yeah, and of course we have the option of we could if we contact here. I think we're on track for a frame that finishes at the same time that it's executing. Oh no! Did that was that started with double agent in? I think it must have intended to be. I mean, what's now what the good news is it's actually a really good fake. Oh, then he rejoins and we take another fake and we bail out. Is there going to be a low light on us during this thing? This is actually a really strange moment because so little changed in that in between those banana breads except for salmon rejoining it. So we might have gotten called out for that, but it looks like Roxo just doesn't quite know why what just happened, and it's just gonna stick to the lowlights that they got off of it and not read into it. We walk out with potential for bug, but don't take.
Yeah, I think maybe if we got the book on entry, it could have been nice, especially with Kane's arm, but it would have depended on the angle that the Roxo had. Do go in for a difficult print here and miss it, which is unfortunate. It really does hurt our pacing. We haven't hit that. I think possibly like a purloin into like a bugger or swap probably is the finish here that jscarny is looking for. Um, but the fact that we didn't get low lit for the split means that if jscarny is, or if Roxo is putting uh, suspicion on BB splits, that we're probably one of the top suspects.
Yeah, and we go close enough so that we're not delegating to Salmon, but we'd be delegating to Irish if we wanted to. I would assume we'd wait for someone to go in front of Irish if we wanted to this delegate. It does seem like that's what we want. Smallman's coming in and might actually put themselves. Nope, they're going to walk right on past. This feels like a delegate into something like I don't know a bug or a swap, or maybe we're just hanging out here because nope, there's no delegate that happens. So we innocently leave there. I don't even know if we've sprinkled a talk in there. We're going to rejoin our seduction target for some reason. And we're going to delegate. Maybe we're actually intending to delegate to our seduction target in there. They are low lit, so that would have been a bad thing. We instead delegate to Ponytail, who is a highlight.
Yeah.
And we're just going to write it out because it's going to be a delegate take at like 10 seconds exactly. So it's going to feel like a finish.
Yeah, she has at least one set of inspecs. Yeah, good frame, good frame. I think I'm not sure if Alice has full inspects, but I know that they at least have one set, and that's what they've got highlight for. So I think jscarny is looking for the who has the full inspects complete, who has that third mission other than BB that could get shot on a purloin take, and especially at 10 seconds, it's like a taking purloin at 10 seconds with giving the sniper no overtime. It's really well timed from jscarny, and I think yeah, a very good frame.
You know what's funny is it also kind of looked like uh, uh, a double a screen swap. So Ponytail visits front statue on the right side at 52 seconds left, goes into a conversation circle, leaves for a moment. Queen does a really weird, to me, redirect towards statues. It would have been late for a green call, but it kind of just looks like one. And then takes the pearl line right as Queen is taking it. So it could have also looked like an attempt at like a strong simultaneous play for a take and a green swap, which would have been really fun. So agreed, really good frame there, and it just works out beautifully.
Yeah, good stuff from jscarny. Get them back in the game again, 4-3 and sniping for a tie. Roxo spying as Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I wonder if Roxo likes Roxer. I'm trying to. What's the way we should call Roxo when playing Rocker? There's
Um,
Roxer.
Roxer, I guess.
There's Roxer.
Yeah, I guess that
Well,
works.
I feel like there's got to be a Rocco. I like Rocco. I'm going with Rocco.
Rocco.
Rocco here, getting the early seduce off. Another busy bar, by the way. Very, very busy bar. Nicely spaced out. So we are going to get the flirt during this busy bar. Different reaction coming out from this one. All highlights on the bar. And then there's an SDA grabbing, who of course is not going to get a highlight for that. And the bar is going to be thinning out a little bit after this. A couple people bleed off, And we don't seem to be picking up. We are going to join this bar late, so I think we are going to maybe be playing off of the number of bar participants here. This is very spy-like. No, I guess I shouldn't say spy-like. This is just opportune. Some spies would like to do this, of picking up a potential purloin. Oh, you take the direct in here. I am actually shocked. I really very much thought we were going to be throwing in a delegate in this.
No.
I don't even know if we were near someone.
We were next to General, but General's an SDA, so we're framing General for a Purloin, but he is not a potential Purloiner because he is part of the cast. So the list is gone. Only now has jscarny realised because we actually might be missed at bar here. Honestly, we're not highlight like jscarny is doing for all bar visitors. We have a drink though, so it's gonna be interesting to see what his reaction is gonna be. Low light on us. This is a free game, I think. If we don't time out, this is a free game.
Yeah, but we might time out because if we're doing a hard frame on General, we're going to be waiting for General to ever visit the real double agent, which he will never do. So that this is precarious in here. Completely agree. Where there's flashes on. Sorry. Okay, so the other thing that hopefully Roxo realizes is like even if you throw in a very specific frame, like if there's an early bar rush, you throw in a early direct purloin, intending to have like the most suspicion thrown on the person that would have been sending you, but also if they just don't see it, because sometimes you just don't see the purloin send, just playing off of it so that like any throwing in suspicion for just all the other people that were in the potential bar rush. So I do think we will probably finish in here. It doesn't look like we're tracking General too closely to worry about doing the banana bread specifically with him in mind. Although he is looking at General a little bit right now. And that I know actually directly as I said that, we seem to start slowing down. And like right now we're watching General very closely and not wanting to fire off the spin in bread, but we really do need to.
The A lead as well. There was a moment there where 4 of the 5 highlights were out of conversation, and a BB would have like directly framed the only person who jscarny might think could possibly have purloined. So that's a bit unfortunate. Obviously, Rossa doesn't know exactly what the lights are of the sniper, so um, but yeah, 1 minute to play. We need the double agent to be in conversation. We want General to be in conversation as well, so he can give them BB. But he joins us, and we leave. Okay,
We leave, and so I think we are. Oh, we might
okay.
go for a bug there. We don't, which makes me do think. I mean, of course, we don't think we're low lit. Like, there's no way what we think we're low lit at this point. We definitely think that we are at best neutral lit, because we did not try to hide our drink. We went out and sipped in the front. We checked our watch. Ambassador leaves, which apparently we don't like. We can try to rush this. This fingerprint, we could try to go back to back, but of course that would be pretty suspicious of doing it. We do go for the banana bread here. It's gonna be fake for everybody except for that one conversation circle. This is an interesting one. We don't know it, but we're in a conversation also with another subject. I think we're in a timeout. Wait, no, we don't time out, of course, because
Totally
there's
failed
still the
that.
possibility of a civ shot on someone besides General.
Yeah. So look at what. So Kane is obviously in the pool of suspects with the Purloin, and then we're thinking that maybe General is the real DA. So look at what Kane does.
Yeah, you know what's funny
Yeah.
about that though is although we didn't know that General was SDA, we were not gonna purloin without General being in conversation. So then General provided the SDA cover to the other to the other people in that position, and that banana bread did feel desperate, right? It and correctly felt desperate because it was a very bad banana bread, except for just trying to finish and just trying to throw a stab in late at the game. So not actually too surprised that the Civ shot comes up there because unless you have tracked Rocco, you don't know that really everybody else is nothing to play for.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's finishing there, it is Kane. I mean, Pearls, who is a highlight, has been in that spot in that conversation for a long, long time. So if they're the spy there, they must have got an early book or something. And it's very unlikely that they're waiting that long to do that contact. And then Kane comes in at 20 seconds ish left, more like 30 seconds actually, with a bit of a wonky path, and then waits 10 seconds, and then the contact comes off. So yeah, it looks more like a spy, or I guess Kane looks more like a spy. So I guess that makes it a reasonable shot for jscarny, and we have bunch of spy wins on Modern as well, and Roxo still ahead 5-3.
Indeed, indeed. And we'll be stepping into ballroom, where of course this is a sweepable venue, and definitely Scarny can do it. And I I I haven't played him, or I've only played him the one time, and I've cast him enough where I'm not sure if pressure is going to bother him too much or not. But he is going to really need to be aiming to sweep this one. What are we ending on? Is it Terrace? No, it's not Terrace. Terrace is the other one.
I really wish I was paying attention. It's not Tayen that was banned.
It was
Library,
library. Ooh,
library.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is indeed what we need. We need to sweep this one. It's gonna be tough to sweep library. That's just difficult. So uh Scarny gonna be really aiming for this one.
Mm-hmm. A big spy game playing as Teal in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Alrighty. Big spy game required. We have Duke of the SC entering conversation for a quick flirt. Green test 51%. Perfect start. Decent cover for a Purloin, but I probably would assume we're not going to take it. No.
Yeah, it would be a decent cover. There are a decent number of people at statues that we might be slightly worried about just something really early, but nothing too much. A lot of highlights coming out here pretty early, and some different opinion on whether or not to highlight twin there. That might just be a differentiation highlight. I actually forget if it was this set or the previous set where there's a flip on the highlights for twin when they first the first suspicious thing. So I think that's just a disambiguation highlight rather than something of worrying about blue bookcase.
Mm-hmm. Do you take the request for a chance at a difficult print? I believe. Moving over this conversation to take it in our time, we hit the green test. That is big. If you want to be finishing prints later.
I like the fact that we clear out the back of the space because it's one of the only tests. Is it the only test where you can actually just defer it as much as you want? And well, I guess technically you could do that with book in hand, but you can just make up your mind to go to a nice space where there's no one to be walking through distracting you and taking the print at your leisure. And we do hit it, and we might be setting up for hoping that Ambassador leaves to grab briefcase, but nothing happened. There's a flash on Bling, I think.
One of the twins, I think. Yeah. I was about to make a point about the fact that it's hard. It can be bad on a game where the ambassador is stationary to do prints, but luckily it gets forced out. We do get highlight though, so these prints are definitely credited. So if we end up going for a late center inspect with BB for a full soft tail game, we are almost certainly going to get shot.
Who do you remember which spy? I gun shy about going for the second shot on just like a clean inspects print contact finish. Forget who did that though.
Not like you cut out a bit for that, but I guess I mean
I think it was Scarny that shot red dress on high rise. I could be wrong for
yes,
print
yes,
finish. Yeah.
yes. Oh, this is a gift for finish, but I think it's not. Oh, we don't go for it. Okay, we could have finished inspect and seduce in one foul swoop statues there, but we don't go for it. We are also one of about 3 reels as well, so we are.
Are we swap
Seems
framing? Are we swap framing?
no, we're gonna
No, just fall.
finish the flirt and then he left red test. That's not good.
Oh,
Gonna have to be.
we have so little time. We're looking towards Ambassador. Toby is in the area as well. We could do a purloin into just to see what happens. It is the green, so we do have options here. So we could step in for this flirt. We are going to step in for the flirt first. If we miss this flirt, we'll probably do a bug. There's not going to be the bug. Our seduction target also rejects, but the shot is on us anyways for what could have been a back-to-back bug. Really unfortunate for us there that Ambassador was so close and like such perfect cover to potentially have done a back-to-back.
Yeah, we honestly getting into that mission win countdown, hitting both those green tests is impressive, but it's I think a combination of the good print tracking from Roxo, the fact that the banana bread, basically the pool of suspects if we don't do another one is about 4 people who have real BB. We have we're one of two highlights, and we have the Prince, and we're the only one of the two highlights doing anything at the end of the game. So the sort of the good mission tracking from Roxo has basically allowed him to be able to suss a spy in the late game. So good stuff from him.
Yeah, absolutely. So tall order from Scarny out on here, but like you're saying, um, played well to find the finish there, and kind of found like a reasonable finish. It is curious whether or not he would have been able to force out Roxo on a green flirt into center statue visit. It does seem like Roxo was suspicious enough of them from the fingerprints that they probably would have shot for it, but yeah, just good things so far. And Scarny has to win this. We are now 3 match points.
Yep, 3 match points. Roxo spying as sorry. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. 3 match points and a sniper game on library to come. So I don't want to say it's a comfortable spot for Roxo, but it's a good spot if you want to finish out if you want to finish out a set.
Yeah, and it would be they would get their chance first. So if Scarny wins this as sniper, Scarny would have to win that spy game and library before Roxo would even have to spy for the win on library. So the sequencing is going to be a little bit tough regardless. I guess I don't know which one I would prefer out of those cases. I guess sniping libraries, like again, if there's no stress on you, it's you more or less straightforward to shoot it out most of the time. But we'll have to see. We do pick up a early flirt. Ambassador is not going to get forced out anytime soon. But there is this drink. So if we go in here and we flirt and we're going to request early. We're going to contact. Okay, there's so much going to be happening all at once. There's going to be a contact. There's going to be a drink take. Wait, no, did I lie? I thought there was a contact. I guess I was just seeing the joined conversation with Double Agent. I thought there was a contact coming. I thought we were going to do contact, fingerprint, seduce, finish, all within like 5 seconds of each other. But instead, it's just a fingerprint.
Yeah, we get the print and we do quite a nice briefcase cancel, which is against jscarny, who I do think is more of an etiquette sniper than most in this division. It could have got rewarded with potentially a low light, but we don't get it. But a nice typical, a nice, I guess, full print off the drink. Ambassador's putting a print on the center statue to the left, so this could be an avenue to finish as the contact knocks out 4, 5, 6, 7. Never mind, that's quite a lot of people knocked out for a contact. But it is good though that the two conversations that are sort of quite full both have the DA and the SD in there. So yeah, I think maybe finishing off with that center in spets, given how narrow the party is now, might be ill-advised.
Yeah, I'm presuming we're still aiming up for. Well, I mean, we could go to one set of statues first. This is a if this is a straight briefcase. Okay, no, we are just gonna go to center and specs. Um, I'm curious if we're gonna slip over here. Oh, there was a fingerprint of this. Okay, this is what you're talking about. I thought there was only the fingerprint on the right hand side. So we are going for this first one. There's like strong zoom ins, and I can't tell if this is happy zooms or unhappy zooms coming out from Scarny in there.
I think it's unhappy because we're not dead yet. I think it's gonna require a shot on flirt for jscarny to stay in the set, which is it's not unheard of, but it's gonna be a tough shot. We'll see what happens as we step in for this flirt after a
We're gonna
drink
take
take.
a drink first. And we are gonna, yep, we're gonna use this opportunity to walk over. We do actually have to. Okay, we are gonna step close enough. I think we don't need a green in order to do it. We are scrunched in here a bit. Here comes the flirt. Here it comes, and there's
Ooh,
an instant shot. Well done by Scarny.
that's a good shot. Yeah, I think if we already have flirt done, we get away with that game, which is a bit sad for Roxo. But um, I think it feels like we're the only person getting watched at the end of the game, and if anyone's finishing with 10 seconds left, it is that flirt. So yeah, well passed out from jscarny taking that shot, and they still have a lifeline on library to get a result out of this game. They need to sweep their pick of library for a tie, but it's still doable. It is definitely
I'm
something
also
new.
reviewing a little, just a little bit to see if there was a 3 cycle in there because, or like a twitch on that, because one of the problems that we do have with finishing fingerprint at center inspects is you actually do have to either hit greens or have slow inspects. Um, sorry, in slow inspect cycles. Saris are pretty slow. I'm just watching here at the end. It does look like it is clean. So that might be another reason we saw the unhappy spins is for any other character, if they have fast cycles and you are watching etiquette, actually it's a bit of a risk to try to go for 3 inspects and a fingerprint just because of the amount of time that you actually physically need to be standing there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do think that the put down and we did do it in 2 cycles and the put down was good. So risk pays off there for Roxo, but good point there.
All right. Well, okay. Well, this is obviously the big one. Like, it would be putting Roxo into a real tough space. Now, the thing is, Roxo, it would be putting Roxo into the tough space of having to think about throwing away one of the points. I mean, Roxo has been guaranteed a tie for several games now, but it is going to be stressful nonetheless because they know that this is going to be so much more important than the game following it.
Mhm. Yeah, it is indeed. This is like if you're winning one game on library, it's the sniper game, and this is the sniper game for Roxo. So hopefully, for their sake, they can find the spy on this one. jscarny playing as playing to win in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And I don't know. So there's been a few Civ shots in this set, but I don't know if Roxo has been the one doing any of them. So I'm curious to see if what kind of spy game we throw out here for library because you can try to commit to something like just throwing out a purloin and a BB, and then just hoping somebody that has some sort of overlap in that Venn diagram does something, and the sniper feels forced to shoot just because of bad luck, or you actually get out there and you initiate some. I don't think this would be close enough for a 2 flirt. Doesn't matter. It is a white test, so we have 17, so we're guaranteed for the 3 flirt regardless later. But now we have to just decide what we're going to do with this space that we have.
Mm. The problem really with framing on library, not only is the fact that it's 5 of 8, is that in order to frame effectively, you need to know what like like which guess is a suspect for the sniper. And on library, when you're not entirely sure what the sniper is watching at all times, you don't know who is suspicious. So um, I think we're going to be leaning into a mission win here, probably just a case of what sequence of missions we're going to do.
It looks like Scarny's also feeling pretty good about their tests right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go for something like a green swap into Purloin. Like we go for a swap first,
Mhm.
and then just see what happens after a result of that. We are going to go pick up this briefcase first, though, it looks like. I don't actually know if this would be. No, okay, good. I was actually curious about this. Scarny, of course, does know their etiquette. And does have the potential for a double fingerprint here if they want to just bend over and pick it up before anyone else tries to go for it.
Yeah, it'll be aggressive, but mid-game prints are. Ooh, it's a briefcase already
Ooh,
gone. We leave it.
we did leave
Okay,
it.
yeah, that's interesting. I don't think we want to go for the double prints because
Oh,
we thought
like
it was too suspicious, but this low light for a bounce is gonna be huge.
that's a really strange low light for a bounce too. Actually, I thought we were might have just actually gotten killed for that redirect because it looked like it was too late to actually be redirect. It was like a spy willing through rather than an actual redirect. But Roxo just thought that it was strange enough to get us the low light, and also maybe walking away from a briefcase behaviorally seemed good, even though etiquette, I don't know. I guess it's not English, so etiquette Lee doesn't make sense. But etiquette wise, it might have been a dead tell.
Yeah, I think Roxo are gonna be kicking themselves if Scani comes out with a mission win here because like if you're a match point on library, I think taking risky low lights like that. Like you should only low light for things that you're like sure aren't the spy. I think on a match point game, and I don't think that was. I think if Roxo got a chance to look back at it again, they might reconsider because I don't think the bounce was particularly AI like. But I guess Roxo thought it did. But uh, we do have a risk of potentially timing out though. But doing center inspects here is, especially with a fingerprint on the statue as well, is big. We could be going for a print inspect swap potentially.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is sometimes this happens to etiquette snipers. They might think that they are dead. So like Scarny might think that they are a super highlight, right? Because they might not have liked their own path in there, or just various other things. So I don't. I mean, I of course don't think that Scarny has sniffed out this low light because we didn't actually stay there and just to finish out that inspect real quick. It does feel like it's gonna be inspect swap though. Like it just feels like the well, we do walk past. It didn't seem like we're doing it yet. We could be trying to sniff out if we seem suspicious by going near the statues and seeing if there's a reaction from Sniper, and then just kind of gauging based on that. Ambassador is going to be coming our way. So Ambassador's still center. Toby's on the far side. This would be the time to do it, honestly, if we're going to go for this inspect swap. We are seemingly stepping in. We're going on the close side. Here it comes. Let's see if there's anything coming up from Roxo. It seems like we're super focused in on Ambassador. We need to check over here. Ambassador is coming our direction. There's the white swap. We're not checking so far. We're still not checking. 5 seconds left. We don't seem to be getting it. I do think that Scarny is going to get away with this, and Scarny is going to have the opportunity to snipe for the tie.
Yep, that low light paying dividends. I guess not really paying dividends, but paying dividends for Scarny, I guess. Not that he knew. I think he was low lit. Maybe at the end he might have thought he was low lit because you weren't really getting stared down for the swap um, at all. But yeah, a bit unfortunate for Roxo that low light has cost him, I think. But if Scarny can get a spy win on Library, so can Roxo, right? So it's still possible to win this set
Yeah,
from his point of view.
and you know what? Actually, I will give a little bit more to Roxo on that one. When I was watching Scarny path through this, to me it did not look like a good path. What it does kind of look like is that I don't think it's quite true, but it looks like Ambassador could have cut off the redirect thing because so it's stationary target in general, right? And it's two characters arriving more or less at the exact same time. Sometimes what you see is that beautiful little bounce dance around a stationary object. So we have this first bounce around, and then Ambassador comes around, and then if you think that Ambassador swung around enough that they cut off the escape path for Twin, that could be a correct response there from playing Twin. So very close in there. I do agree with you. Risky to take kind of coin flippy perhaps lights on a venue like veranda or sorry library, where if you just play straight, you have a pretty good chance of winning, and it does bite. So wow, huge moment here for Roxo to see if they can play it out though.
Yep. One final game. This is winner takes it all essentially, except if Scarny wins it, he gets a tie. But we've picked. I guess we picked Salmon. Salmon is good for swap blocking, but not much else on library. We'll see how Roxo. Um, the host is giving me a hard time with that comment, but whatever. We'll see how Roxo, I guess, makes use of Salmon on library here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, it did seem like you're getting a hard time for that. I want to know now that these pocket strats from host on with salmon, but regardless, in here we do. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, well, okay. We don't seem to have seen it. I thought that that bug was gonna be an instant shot. To be totally honest, it was apparent enough even with the chaos. But of course, time of chaos is called time of chaos because there's so much going on. So we get away with something big there because there was nothing around us when that arm was out.
Yeah, we get a bit fortunate that the ambassador goes away from us. So if you're watching the ambassador for the bug, the, our animation is already miles away from the ambassador. So I think we're fine. And we get instead a green flip for 51%. So it's not the worst start. I don't think we're under that much suspicion for that attempted bug, but um, yeah, still you want to get this flip done quickly if you want to get on pace for finishing missions. We do go for a potential double walking bug. Don't
We
take
might be.
it
We're
wisely.
too quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Is like I don't feel like we need to go for aggressive bugs on here. Regardless, there's enough opportunities general around library that you need to pick up the bug later. You'll have a decent shot at one. So I do like that we're slowing down slightly. Like you were mentioning at the start, though, like we do have kind of like more limited options. Like Salmon's too big to do sneaky time ads. Salmon does have an amazing swap block, of course. Salmon is not going to be able to hide in the back of conversations and do sneaky things with books. So a lot of the specific stuff, I think he might even be too wide for most pillar strats. Though I haven't seen actually a good standstill pillar strat in a while. So it's going to be more or less a straightforward type of play if we go for something, and we do step into books. We have been spending a lot of time on this side of the venue, so it might not be bad to just rip this book and go.
Could be a good time for animation transfer with Toby and the ambassador on the other side of the venue. We go for it. Green test. That's nice. That's half the microfilm done. 85% on the flirt. 2:30 to play. And the double agent in conversation. This could be a decent time for the content, for the contact as well.
It is also, I feel like Roxo is like culturally obligated to do a transfer between green and yellow just based on the Brazilian flag. So disgusting that we're going for a blue bookcase at all. We have a contact into potential purloin. No, we just do a simple take. So there was an offer during that contact, oftentimes trying to distract from that, try to throw something at the wall for a library, but there is a clean. What is this highlight for? Is it just
It's,
for?
I think it's a sit break. I think it's called a sit break. That sip was far too
Ooh.
quick after the drink take. And given the things I think jscarny is watching for, I think we might be dead spy walking, especially if we have still a half microfilm to do and two other missions other than flirt.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially given that we're the only highlight on the venue right now. So really rough position to be in, especially given that this highlight is early on. And we're gonna do a white time ad. I think
Yeah,
we're dead.
we're
Yeah,
dead. I missed a pad. No. Yeah.
yeah, we have spitting from Roxo. Completely aware. We get shot in the handkerchief in the what are those called? They're called something special, but the handkerchief in the top pocket. And Scarney able to pull back from what was the depth of it? 3 to 6 was the
26, yeah.
depth. Yeah, and with including a sweep on library, which the entire time we were talking about this is really important. He's got to get the sweep on ballroom. But that said, it is true. The hidden fact of library is it's a difficult to sweep map. But if you do break the spy, you do get that advantage of having a relatively easy to snipe venue. So it kind of just puts all the pressure on one of the sets. So grats to I guess both, because even though Roxo is probably feeling worse at this moment, they do end up with a tie versus one of their main competitors, and they'll keep themselves basically right in the middle of Ruby. I guess this is how this kind of shakes out. Is now they're still going to complicate Ruby in the fact that everyone's going to be kind of even, and whoever makes a late break in points is going to be the winner. I think that's what we're going to be getting out of this.
Yeah, I'm looking at the division and I'm thinking, well, it's a win between second and seventh, and that's absolutely ridiculously close. Um, I'm not sure the matchups for the final 2 weeks, but if you win your final two matches, you're in with a good shout of at least getting top four. I think the bottom four will get demoted at the end of the season. Third and fourth stay in the division, and then first and second get promoted. Um, so Roxo's going to be looking at it and thinking, I need 2 wins probably, but it's not going to be much different from what jscarny is going to be thinking either, even though the point differentiation is only 2. So close division, and yeah, I can't wait to see how that pans out.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, I think that just about does it. Really fun couple of sets here. Really enjoyable live games. In case this is on a VOD, we won't tell you the solution in there. But so go watch the other one. If this is on what 24007, wait until you see Magic Doer. I guess you stick around the cast long enough. That'll come up just randomly. I actually don't know how often those get fed in new games, but I'm definitely getting off track here. Grats to the players, really well done. Love to see the games. And what are we halfway through the season?
I think we're more like 2/3. I think 7 week season we've played five, so 5 out of 7.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I guess I'm so used to the 10-week season. Yeah, so we are actually closing into crunch time for people. So we'll be setting into like basically the must-win scenarios and starting to understand where the stakes are becoming in. So very exciting. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Other than plugging the Discord, and the fact you can buy the game on SpyParty.com and on Steam. Other than that, I don't think there isn't there is anything.
Awesome, awesome. Well, this has been SML. It is the main league going on at this point. We are starting to get within striking distance of some of the cups in here. Oh, there might have been a new cup, but I'll wait for that coming up here. And yeah, absolutely been wonderful to cast with you, Rob. Thank you so much. And as well, also Nebula and me. I would say that, like, as a panel, all equal in skill level. Just say that and just bail out. And then yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good cast. A good cast.